You're tuned into Habaka's Beehive Music, sweet as Tupelo honey, powered by Teerex Radio Teerex. I'm Habaka KFJ. Let's step into the hive and get the buzz. Welcome to Habaka's Beehive Music, sweet as Tupelo honey, powered by Teerex Radio Teerex. I'm Habaka KFJ, your host, artist, and educator. Today's conversation centers on education, legacy, and the future of music through DOA Academy of the Arts, founded by renowned award-winning bassist and producer Derek DOA Allen. Derek, welcome to Habaka's Beehive. I am so glad to have you here.
Sister Habaka, I'm just thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here to speak with you today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So, your career speaks volumes and your influence is undeniable. When you look back at everything you've experienced, what lessons stayed with you the most?
Wow, that's a great question. I think humility, being humble, being thankful, being grateful, never forgetting. And I think the greatest lessons for me is the lessons that I got from my mother growing up and entering into the world of music. And it was always just never forget where you come from, and always remember that once God helps you and provides for you and helps you achieve your goals, always
Mhm.
remember to return it and give it back and share and always help someone. And so all my life and my career has been built around that, and my promise and my commitment and my vow to God to never forget and always be able to go back and help others. So those are the two main lessons that come going into the business, even before I was in the business, but going into the business that I still cherish and will stand on to this day.
Wow. And so now, which of those lessons now live inside the academy?
Wow, I think giving it back. So I'm from the city of Sacramento, California, born and
Okay.
raised. And when God put this vision in my heart to do the academy, which is almost like maybe 3.5 years ago,
Mm.
he gave me the idea. He kind of gave me the whole blueprint of how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do it in my community that I grew up
Mm-hmm.
in the neighborhood that I grew up in, because I wanted to give everything that God has blessed me with. I wanted to give it all back to my community and to the kids, and to sow into their lives. And I was so thankful because God blessed me with the building in my community that I was grew up in,
Wow.
and I'm really excited about that. So now I'm able to give back part, to be a blessing to those in my community, and other areas of the city of Sacramento, California. So it's about just being able to bring it back home and give back everything that God has blessed me with. Now I get to give it back to these kids and share it with them. And I don't want no credit. I want God to have all the glory for it.
Wow. That is absolutely phenomenal. And, it's so great when artists or whoever makes it in their lives in a field that they love and that they want to share and give back. And that is the way that you're giving back. Like you said, you don't want any credit. You want to give it to the kids, and the kids need it. They really need
Absolutely.
it. They need a mentor, right? They need someone to look up to where they can see that it can work and that they can get there too if they want to. With
Absolutely.
a lot of hard work and perseverance, you can get there. So now, what was the moment that you knew it was time to create DOA Academy of the Arts?
Um, I'm gonna tell you that's another great question. My career has been based in different levels, in like a tiers, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
started my career as a bass player, in the business.
I
And
love the bass. I love the
yeah,
bass.
yeah, I started as a bass. I started my journey with my best friend, Flipper Kirby, in 1985. We relocated from Sacramento to Los Angeles, chasing after the dream that God had just the vision. As soon as we graduated, we were out trying to get it. And my biggest thing, the biggest thing that happened to me to start that career was in '89. I auditioned for the Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation tour, and I ended
Ooh.
up getting that job at Janet Jackson's bass player of her biggest tour to this date, the Rhythm Nation tour that lasted well over a year. And that was
Mm.
the launch of me as a bass player. That was, and I was doing some other things prior. I played with my little sister Karen White when she was doing Superwoman. I was doing Shalimar, did Troop, but all those things led to Janet. And once I got Janet, then just the floodgates open as a bass player. So my
Wow.
bass career after Janet, it went from Janet to The Time to TLC, Bobby Brown, New Edition, and then it ended up with Lionel Richie. I played with Lionel Richie for several years. And then
Mm.
after a while, I said, okay, God, okay, this is great, but I want something that belongs to me. And then I was in the middle of doing production, and production was, I wanted to do that. So I got stopped touring and focused on producing records. And God just sent so many blessings my way as a producer, working with different people from gospel to jazz to just all these different genres of music. That lasted about like where I am now for another 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, God, what's next? I want something else. I need something else. And that's what birthed this idea about the DOA Academy, which is DOA. DOA is DOA. DOA Academy, the Music of the Arts. That's how this whole thing came about. Simply because I needed, I was all love producing. I'm still doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, when it becomes like I'm not having as much fun, I'm not.
Right.
Music is changing.
Yes.
I've been blessed to be a part of some great projects, and I'm like, and okay, God, it's something else now. Now it's time
Mm-hmm.
to move to the next thing. So that's what it embedded this whole thing, impregnated me
Incredible.
with this idea with the DOA Music Academy of the Arts.
Incredible. And that experience clearly feeds into how you teach now, right? So, what did you want to build that didn't exist for you?
Okay, that's great, man. Oh my gosh, you saw all these great questions. Okay, so with the DOA Academy. One of the strengths with the academy is we're still putting it together. If
Mm-hmm.
people can go to my website, we'll talk about that. But one of the strengths when they go there, they'll look at the instructors, right?
Mm-hmm.
People see the instructor page, you're going to see that these kids are going to be taught by the world's greatest musicians that's doing it right now, real time. So, in other
Exactly.
words, imagine sending your child, your son or daughter, to a music academy or conservatory or what have you, or guitar lessons, and their bass teacher he plays bass with Usher,
Exactly.
like
I
like
went to
today.
your website.
Right. Or the bass your piano teacher is he plays with Mary J. Blige or
Incredible.
so I wish what I missed like when I was a kid, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember that when my parents put me into like music schools, getting music lessons, and I didn't have the discipline. I was bored. I didn't want to. I wanted to just plug it up and play.
Right.
Plus, I had the neighborhood, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I would have loved to had like one of my idols, which was like Verdine White or Stanley
Exactly.
Clark or Lewis Johnson as a
Mm-hmm.
teacher. Then I would have been totally interested. So this is what we're bringing to the kids that a lot of us missed in our time and us growing up. We're bringing opportunities of a lifetime to where these kids are being taught by the greatest musicians, instructors in the world.
And that is a great strategy that you were birthed and came up with that vision to have the students to be able to, like you said, to be taught by a person that they look up to, who is
There
doing
you
it
go.
today, who is, because I taught voice in music school in Italy for 10 years, and teaching reshaped how I saw and see artistry and the responsibility, because we have a responsibility
Sure,
as well when you are teaching, like you said, and they're getting a teaching from people who they see and hear on the radio, they see them in concert, and so they will respect them and they won't get bored.
sure. There you go.
They won't get bored.
So
And
cool.
like yourself, my mother put me in piano lessons when I was growing up, but I was bored out of my mind. And it was on a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock a.m. And now on Saturday we
Doing
watching
cartoon,
cartoons.
cartoon hour.
You got it. You got it. That was what
Oh,
my dilemma was. It was like,
wow.
I done went to school all week and now you want me to go take piano lessons at my cartoon hour? Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sit there. I'm not gonna pay any attention to her. And actually, that is exactly what happened. And she told my mother, your daughter is not interested. And it wasn't that I wasn't interested. I was interested because I grew up with music in the house. My mother was a jazz vocalist. My father played with B.B. King and Bobby Blue Bland and Johnny Taylor all his life. He was a musician. So it was in my DNA, but that was not the time I wanted to watch cartoons.
Understood.
And
Understood.
I wish I had, I wish my teacher would have realized that that was what the problem was,
Sure.
because she could have given me another day, another time, and it would have worked out. But she did not. And so it didn't work out. And so, you absolutely uh, answered that question for me, saying, that you got to be interested, you don't want to be bored. and
Right.
and what you said earlier, people don't realize also that even in the music industry, something that you're doing that you love, you can get to a certain point where you become bored and where
Yes.
it no longer is fun. Yeah, it has now become a job. And that's what the dilemma, that's where you become stagnated and where you become uninterested, and you just doing it, you're just going through the motion, and what we call it is burnt out. You're burnt out.
Habaka, let me just say this. When you see me doing this, it's like 100,000 people standing up giving you an ovation. I ain't got no clap track. But what's so funny is you're interviewing me and I'm clapping for you. Because you're spot dead on. And I appreciate it so much because you're absolutely right.
I am
Absolutely.
absolutely so I'm just blessed and happy that you accepted this invitation to come to the interview and to
Absolutely.
share this information. And we want to get it out there. I am wishing you all of the success that I know you already have and will have with the concept that you have with the teachers. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. And so I also say now, what do students learn here that they won't find in traditional programs?
So at the DOA Music Academy of the Arts, um, we're teaching a lot of different things. I mean, we're teaching film and television, we're teaching production, music production, how to
Wow.
DAWs like Logic, Pro Tools, Ableton, if they want to, there's a lot of people, a lot of beat makers, a lot of
Yes.
so we're
Yes.
teaching music production, film production, ear training, right? Vocal
Yes, that's
lessons,
very important.
absolutely vocal lessons, and then your standard bass, drums, guitars,
Mhm.
horns, everything. So we're giving them the options that whatever they're seeking to do. It's an after school program, Monday through Friday. We will do a Saturday as well, uh, as well, for maybe like after school, be Friday, it'll be 3 hours, Saturday may be a 5 hour or an hour lunch. But what
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be getting is that they won't get from like a guitar center
Mm-hmm.
or the local music store. By all of these artists being on the road, being in the business for years and their experience, they're going to be taught how to prepare for tours, how to
Wow.
prepare for studios, how to be equipped with different things that they need, whether it's going to rehearsals, how rehearsals are ran, how to
Mm-hmm.
be paid. They're
Yeah.
going to be getting all this education on how to do it in a real way. I mean, I got some musicians from Earth, Wind, and Fire that's a part of my academy that's
Mm-hmm.
working with kids. So they're going to get that also, what they're going to be getting what a lot of kids have missed every quarter. Every quarter, we're going to be doing a fundraising concert.
Oh,
uh,
wow.
yeah, with fundraising concert where, and I got this from a good friend of mine, Mr. Kurt Whalum, who invited me to, the Stax Music Museum. Well, there's
Yes.
the Stax Music Academy. I don't know if you know about that.
I
It's
love
just
Kirk
cool.
Whalum. Wow.
And he's the CEO of that. So I learned this from him. But what these kids are going to be getting every quarter, we're going to do a fundraising concert. The Academy will be putting together a DOA music orchestra to where more
Mm-hmm.
of the elite kids, the more advanced kids, will put them together, make an orchestra. And every quarter, we're going to bring somebody in town to
Mm-hmm.
do a master class
Right. Mm-hmm.
as well as a concert. We'll rent a
Right.
theater, a venue that holds anywhere between 500 people, friends,
Mm-hmm.
family, loved ones are welcome to come.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever we might bring, we're going to bring some really nice artists. We're going to bring
Mm-hmm.
people like, Karen White, Fred Hammond, Chucky Booker,
Yes.
Gerald Albright. We're going to bring some big people by.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give a master class to the whole family and talk about the health of music, the wealth, the
Yes.
mental thing, the whole thing, why it's important. Now they took it out of classes. Then what's going to happen is that artist is going to turn around and play about four of their biggest records.
Mm.
And the kids are get to play with this artist,
Wow. Now that's awesome.
right? So the
Yeah.
kids, the orchestra, not me, not the instructors, the kids will be playing behind the artists. And that's something that we're really looking forward to. So these kids will have the experience of playing with name artists, even no name artists, whoever it might be. But they're going to
Right.
get the experience of being on the stage with major artists
With major
themselves.
artists. Yes.
Yes.
That is so awesome. And so now for you, what values are non-negotiable in your curriculum?
What values are non-negotiable? Well, first of all, you have to have a certain grade point average.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to have a certain grade point average. If you don't have that grade point average, unfortunately, you know, you got to get it up. So we want to give the
Mm-hmm.
kids an incentive to want to be a part of the academy. That's
Mm-hmm.
so for kids getting below, we can't negotiate. That's non-negotiable, right? That's
Yeah.
definitely for our curriculum, for our what we're trying to set up here at the DOA Academy. That's one of the main ones. But
That's very rare.
another thing is that we don't want to see, we don't want to turn anybody away due
Mm-hmm.
to whether they can't afford it or not. We don't want to say no to anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
saying no is non-negotiable. We will not turn any kid away. We're going to find out a way to be able to
To
get that
work it
kid
out.
to
Mm-hmm.
work it out. We're going to be offering different type of scholarships as well. So
Wow.
we get them in, and then scholarships once they graduate to where if they want to, some kids might want to, go to college or do something, and
Exactly.
we're going to offer some of the elite kids some scholarships, and whether they want to use it for music or to be a doctor or whatever they want to use it for. So
Mm-hmm.
these are things that we must do that we insist on having available for our children.
Wow. And so, you know, that that's very rare that you go to a music school and where your curriculum, they have to have good grades. I
Yes.
mean, that is just
We
amazing.
wanted to be like that. We talked about it with the team. We wanted to be like that because we want, and I think the parents would appreciate that.
I
You know,
think they will too, because that will make them really, that child is really wanting to be a musician or wanting to be an
exactly,
artist or wanting to learn that what that is that they're coming in to learn, what
absolutely,
type of music they're coming into, uh
absolutely,
curriculum that they are learning, because it is you don't want them to, like you said, end up bored.
exactly,
You don't
exactly.
want them to come in and be like, no, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want. But
Right.
they're gonna already know that before they even enter in.
Exactly. They'll know and we're not going to set the bar high. They ain't gotta,
No,
be
no,
smart.
no, but
They
you
gotta
don't
be
want a
geniuses.
student who has F and that's getting
Yeah,
an
we
F,
exactly. Because a lot of kids, music is really important to kids, and a lot of kids, all they want to do is stay home and make beats on their phones. That's what
exactly.
they want to do, and they want to, so it can get away from them. So them being a part of a school
Right.
that has, that has this kind of quality in it and the value in it, it'll make them say, you know what, mom, I want to. It's like them playing football, right? You have to have a certain.
Exactly.
You have, on the basketball team, right? You have to have good grades,
You
right?
gotta have good
So
grades. That's
you got to
right.
have good grades. Just keep your grades up, and then then come on through.
And come on through. Come on
Yeah,
through.
and the
So now
curriculum is
what?
from third to 12th grade. Third to
Oh, okay. That's what that was my next question. I wanted to
okay.
know who is part of the DOA Academy? Who can come to the DOA Academy? Is it open to everyone? Is it open to adults? But you just said 12th
Third to
grade.
12th, third to 12th grade is,
Okay.
and that's another thing because when I was in the third grade is when I really started to, comprehend bass and
Right, right.
appreciate it. And I think at that age, so from third to 12th grade, and here's how it's going to work. If there's a third grader, because now you can go on YouTube and see 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
playing like,
I've had
come
a
on,
6-year-old students, voice students, and they were really good. I
oh
mean,
man, come
they
on now.
knew that that's what they wanted to do. I mean, and their parents knew
Yeah.
when they brought them to me.
Sure.
You
Sure. Yeah, a
know,
lot of these kids are playing like grown-ups and
I mean, it's
they're
like,
really more advanced than when I was. They're so advanced. So if somebody is 8 years old and they playing like somebody in the 12th grade, well, guess what? We putting this kid with them 12th graders and we not gonna hold him back because this kid has got amazing skills. He's blessed, but if he's not that good, we'll find where we'll assessment and see where
exactly.
they
You will
at and
assess
put
it.
him right there. Yeah, we're
That's
assessing
right.
every kid according to who they are and what they can do.
Wow. And so to close it out,
Mm-hmm.
Derek, in the Beehive, we talk about sweetness, truth, and purpose. How does DOA Academy of the Arts help artists protect their truth while navigating the industry?
Wow. Yeah. That's another great question. I think we definitely teach truth. You have to teach truth. We have to make them understand the truth about the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
how it works,
Mm-hmm.
how it can be manipulative. You can be tricked. You can be coerced in doing things that are
That's
not
right.
healthy or good for you.
That's
So we're
right.
going to speak these things, teach them things, and then also you talked about purpose.
Yes.
Purpose is very important. Those of you, when you go to my academy, there's a purpose page
Mm-hmm.
not my academy, but to my website. There's a purpose page, and I talk about my purpose for doing this. We want to make sure that they understand their purpose for coming, and we want to know why. We're going to ask them, what is your purpose? Why do you want to be a part of the academy? I think
Right.
that was very, very important. And what's the first one?
It was sweetness.
Sweetness. Wow. Okay. Sweet.
Sweetness.
That's Well, I think I'm going to look at it from an attitude perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, from an attitude perspective, because not so much, he's a sweet person, she's a sweet person. Yes, that, but from not just sweetness, but just being nice, being
Right.
kind,
Yes.
being nice, get you along, get you, is going to get you a long way.
Gonna
You,
get you
there's
along.
no need to be cocky. There's no need to be arrogant. Just be nice to everybody. You don't
Yeah.
have to. I mean, it's hard. It's you have to be a butthead on purpose. You have to be that on
Exactly.
purpose, right? It's just too easy to be
Exactly.
nice. So when you say sweetness, I'm looking at it from that perspective of just your attitude, being kind and being truthful and being looking somebody's directly in the eyes and just being honest. And they got to understand that music is a spirit.
That's
So
right.
if the spirit ain't right with you, the spirit ain't gonna be right with your creativity.
And that is absolutely right, Derek. And so tell everyone where they can find DOA Academy.
So you can go to DOA Academy of the Arts.org. That's DOA, DOA, Academy of the Arts.org. And just go there, look at the website there. We also it's a nonprofit. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a place there where if you're interested in donating, please feel free. Um, and go check it out. You're there, you will meet you're going to see my board, you're going to meet my executive team, you're going to see the instructors, you're going to see the building, you're going to see the renderings of
Right.
what's being put together right now of all the music classes. And then you can look at the curriculum, you can look at the business plan, you can look at everything. It's all laid out there.
Okay. Well, I want to say it has been a pleasure, Derek. It went so fast, I might have to have you back again.
I love
And
to.
I
Thank you
just want to
too.
say this has been Habaka's Beehive, where the music is sweet as Tupelo honey, powered by Teerex Radio. And everyone, you have met now Derek DOA Allen, and you have also been introduced to his DOA Academy. Make sure you go and check it out, and I will put all the information below. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.